So seeing as it may be in my best interest to go ahead and bring you guys more videos as we wait for Kingdom Hearts 4 to get more information revealed, I'm expecting that it's going to be around what we usually call E3 season. That we'll get to see the game again, get to see a trailer, perhaps get some interviews from Tetsuya Nomura talking about what this game is going to be about, and potentially where the future of Kingdom Hearts is heading as well. I wanted to talk about some stuff that we already have revealed from the beta of Missing Link. So while not too much is revealed about the overarching narrative of Missing Link, we do know from the trailer that we got back in 2022 and from the beta that we have as well, just a few things about this world or this version of Scarlet Asylum that we've been waiting forever pretty much to see. So if you remember, within Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, we saw this kind of gothic version of Scarlet Asylum, or rather, at least it was Scarlet Asylum during this weird fog, like it's not a storm, but this weird rolling in of fog, to where it seems like that was present for a long while, and now we have finally come to the point to where we're seeing more of Missing Link than just little tidbits shown from the trailer. And I remember within that trailer, every scene just about when it came to seeing Scarlet Asylum itself appeared to have been in nighttime. Well, we learned within the beta that there's a area, or I guess you could call it an area, where it seems that the characters actually take a trip into what could kind of be described as something similar to the world of dreams that they call the Astral Realm or the Astral Plane. And what makes this important to me, in a sense, is that for a while before I had left my channel, went on a little hiatus. It wasn't little. Before I went on my almost 2-year hiatus from making videos, I talked about how Yozora, the Falsus Rex that we meet within Kingdom Hearts 3, is actually Brain. And of course, I gave you guys this understanding that, I left you guys with this understanding that I believe that there's a situation going on that's kind of similar to the cartoon that some of you may know of called Code Lyoko, where the characters transfer their mind and pretty much their body into a virtual world via these scanners. And it seems like I wasn't actually that far off. However, instead of scanners, it appears that their hearts may actually take a journey into the astral plane itself, potentially reducing them to their soul-like versions, because we are also told that within this astral plane that no hearts exist there, and this is where the threat of Heartless within their world comes from, through the form of these anomalies, which Heartless are able to cross over from the astral plane into reality. Now, I've seen that a lot of people say that this may be connected to the events of what happened within Kingdom Hearts Key, in which player character and Ephemera both resolve to trap darkness within the datascape, or the data world created by the Master of Masters. And while this is potentially a possibility, as we do see like glitches appear within, of course, the astral plane, there's another theory that also go that this may be like this connection, like this bridge between reality and unreality. And I find this to be a lot more plausible, because clearly we are moving away from, you know, the dreams and stuff like that. So I believe that this astral plane, even though astral would technically implicate dreams to be connected to it, this astral plane could also be a spiritual plane. And what are we told about Kingdom Hearts 4's overarching narrative within that trailer? That the heart resides within the soul, which in turn is guided by fate to its proper place. And if that's the case, then what's the whole big idea of mentioning the soul? The soul has only been mentioned, as of my memory that I know of right now, within the Kingdom Hearts series, just about 1 to 2 times, and I can't even remember the second one. However, I do remember when Xemnas mentioned the soul when talking about Axu during the Keyblade War in Kingdom Hearts 3. So this makes me think that this Astral Plane situation that's going on is potentially supposed to be connected to the remnants of what we know about Kingdom Hearts 4, in which we are told in the beginning that the heart is connected to the soul in that trailer. So if there is something called an Astral Plane that the characters actually take a journey into to fight Heartless and get stronger, and of course just try and clear out these threats before any more anomalies appear, causing more Heartless to appear within the real world, then I'm going to assume that this may be connected to Unreality, as we also see a Heartless appear in what appears to be a sort of anomaly of its own within the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. We've never seen, in order for a Heartless to appear, these many different fragments have to come together and then boom, you get a dark side. However, within Missing Link, we see something that's kinda like very so slightly similar, in which Heartless have to break through from the Astral Plane through what appears to be these kind of dark corridor portal looking things, and then they pop out, which may be something that comes from, of course, the way they decided to build this game, whereas on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, and potentially on PC as well, they could represent this in its proper form to where the Heartless may actually coalesce and come together just by being many strands that all come together and then form the Heartless itself inside of the Astral Plane and Unreality. So it's cool to see that, you know, we may already be getting information about Unreality. We may already be getting information about how this works. But going back to my whole theory with Yozora being Brain and the characters going into, you know, a sort of digital world or a sort of astral world, or what we know for a certainty to be Unreality. And the Astral Plane could be Unreality until it's renamed. Because you have to remember, if Heartless reside within the Astral Plane in this version of the world, then of course going forward we know that these characters will meet other these characters will visit other worlds, and these other worlds are actually worlds that we know of thus far from Kingdom Hearts 3 itself. So if that's the case, then of course this means that other worlds exist here too from Kingdom Hearts 3, and perhaps even more games within the past that we may see get made in the likeness of Kingdom Hearts 3's graphics within Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. So if that's the case, then now finally we can move on again to the characters and how this may actually affect my theory and potentially just the overarching narrative going forward with Yozora and Brain. Because we come to an interesting crossroads to where it seems like now we have an understanding of how Yozora could potentially be Brain. So when you have something like the Astral Plane and then you have a world like Unreality, this may give us an explanation, as I said before, as to how Brain and Yozora are connected. Because Sora meets Yozora in first the final world of nighttime. When he meets him there, of course, Yozora says, how do you know who I am, and who are you? And Sora tells him that, of course, he's Sora. And then he says that, well, if you are who you say, and it was fate that brought us here, then my path is clear. So it seems like this could be a situation in where the Scala Asylum that we're, or at least the portion that we're at in Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, may be like a distant part of Scala Asylum compared to where Sora and Xehanort had their final battle at. But even just looking at the way that the astral portal to get to the astral realm works, is a potential possibility that these characters may be stuck in the astral plane and thus can only go to Unreality from the astral plane. And that may be how we'll get to see, you know, characters like Brain and other characters that we may meet in Missing Link within the future of the series. Like beyond Kingdom Hearts 4, as I'm pretty sure that game is most likely going to be majority of the time based within Unreality, as far as following Sora and him meeting the characters from Missing Link or even Kingdom Hearts Key. That's going to be our method of seeing those characters, because think about it like this: regardless of how we spin it, Strelitzia should have been in Unreality for a very long time. Even if we assume that there was a time jump, I mean, it's clear that she understands the way that this world works, that she's able to give an explanation to Sora of what his expectations should be since he's in this new world. So with that being the case, we can assume that Strelitzia has been in Unreality for a good while. And if, again, that's the case, then Unreality has existed for a long while, but Strelitzia has not aged for a long while. Because remember, Xehanort met Kairi when she was a little girl, and he explains to her that there's a potential possibility that she can wind up in a world on the other side of their own. And if that's the case, then that would mean that Strelitzia being within Unreality is something that could have been, well, something that's possible since Kairi was a little girl. And now Kairi is 16, 17 years old. So you're talking about a character that was already about the age of Kairi, in, like, not the age of Kairi back then, but the age of Kairi at the beginning of the series, now having another almost, 16 years to age further. You see what I'm getting at? It's kind of like, why isn't she like a fully grown adult instead of still being looking like as if she's a teenager? So it's possible that, Strelitzia has been here for 16 years and she hasn't aged that much. And on top of that too, we also have the time disparity between Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 3, and Kingdom Hearts 4, where we're told explicitly that a year has passed. However, in Kingdom Hearts 4, Strelitzia reveals that it's only been 4 days for Sora himself. He's only been asleep in Unreality and only just now woken up. 4 days now. So it seems like that time disparity thing is truly coming into play here when it comes to how time flows. Because if Sora remains here too much longer, he could come back to all his friends being completely grown adults, and he's just still like a 17-year-old Sora. So let me know what you guys think about this stuff. I think it's gonna be pretty cool, because I mean, when you think about like stuff like Brain, it starts to make sense how he could still be alive, how he could still be here, and why something like this would even exist. If time works differently within Unreality to where 4 days could translate to a year outside in reality, then just think about if Brain has been here this whole time, then of course you're talking about what could be about a year translating to hundreds of years, or if not hundreds, at least like 200. Well, no, it would have to still be somewhere around like 200 years. Because remember, Ericus, if he is Brain's descendant, he's not like directly a descendant of Brain, to where he's like a grandchild or a great-grandchild. He's like a great-great-great-grandchild of Brain. So we're talking about, 200 years potentially can pass for what would be a year for a character inside of Unreality. However, this does spell trouble for someone like Sora himself if we do have like this weird time disparity thing going on. Of course, this is assuming that the events of Kingdom Hearts 4 isn't going to take place over the span of the year itself where Sora is missing. But that's the way the information is being presented to us right now, because we do know that even in even in Memories of Melodies, that they mentioned the passing of a year, and then Riku is about to go and join Sora. However, the events of Kingdom Hearts 3's secret ending is supposedly supposed to take place before Riku even goes to observe Kairi's dreams, or Riku even goes to meet Kairi again when she wakes up within Radiant Garden. But that's the video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to do a little A-class gaming, and everything you do, don't forget to keep it A-class. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace the heck out.